Good morning. It is Friday, and welcome to Disconnect to Connect One Word Conversations. I hope everybody can hear me. I am excited. I see that my guest is in the lobby, and I will bring her up. So, good morning.
Hi.
Hi. This is a new show for me, and so I was like, okay, it's my first panic, right? My guess is going to be just on time, right? So what I would like to do is have you introduce yourself any way that you would like,
Okay.
uh, and um, and so we will. So everybody will get to um, to see you, to know who you are before we start our conversation here.
Okay. Well, my name is Joanna Walters. I live in snowy Colorado right now, as you can see behind me. No, you can't.
No,
Anyway,
I
we had a big snowstorm last night. Um, I am a former naval officer, mom, entrepreneur, owner of a casino, and now I run an e-commerce company. I get to help people with high-end relaxation products, whether it's massage chairs, lift chairs, zero gravity recliners, near infrared saunas, that kind of thing, and lift chairs for parents so that they don't fall and break a hip. But what I'm really passionate about is speaking around my book and looking to grow that. And then I like to swim. I was a collegiate swimmer and
right.
and climb. So I stay pretty active when we're not in quarantine.
I mean, I am I feel like a slacker just hearing all that stuff. Sometimes I worry myself with all the things that I'm doing. But the great thing is, we do this on one word title for the show. And the title for today, you inspired yesterday in a call, was no, you know, and it was very interesting. When you said it, I was like, yeah, I can see the power in that and everything like that. And I was trying to think of, okay, I'm such a yes guy, so I want to be so positive with this. I don't want this to be like a negative show. So let's just go at it.
All the time.
What is something that you want to unpack with no?
It's something I've struggled with saying for a really long time because, like you, I've typically leaned into everything in my life, and
Hmm.
so sometimes I struggle with saying no. And then I just was listening to an Audible on Never Split the Difference, and they talk about the power of no, where I know that a lot of what we teach is yes and lean
Right.
in and invite more into your life, but sometimes no just gets you closer to a real yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Which I
I
just
get it.
sounded circular.
Right. Yeah. For me, um, I talk a lot about labels, and I have that nice guy label. And, I realize that my knows or lack of knows is really about me, being a nice guy. Nice guys don't say no, right? Nice guys are always available and can help people through stuff, and that, will be there when people need things. And I just realized it wasn't really about me. It was about what I thought people thought of me, for me to say no, or to, what that means. They're not going to like me if I say no.
That's really powerful. I mean, well, it is, and then sometimes you're saying yes, and then you're going, "Oh God, why did I say that? Now I have
Right.
to." Ah!
Right.
But like, it takes some courage to say no.
Right.
I'm still kind of working through all that myself,
Right.
because I've always said yes. I'm the one that a friend says, I'm like, sure, I'll help, or whatever it might look like. And so it's been kind of interesting for me to uh, think about, even as I was listening to this, think about what a no looks like,
Right.
and when that can be super powerful. And the guy that wrote this book was an FBI hostage negotiator.
Right.
And,
So you don't want to get in the nose, right? Right.
yeah, but you
Right.
know what? The crazy thing to me is that right when he, tried to transition from being a cop to this hostage negotiator, his new boss, he walks up to her and he said, "I want to be a hostage negotiator." And she looked at him and she asked him like 5 questions. Have you worked with kids? Do you have a social work background? Did you study sociology or psychology and all these things? He's like, no, no, no. And she goes, well, then no.
Right.
And he was like, well, no, that's
Right.
not okay with me.
Right. Right.
And so then she said, and I'm only in the part of the book like a third of the way through, she said to him
Right.
something like, well, you go volunteer at a suicide hotline for a year and then talk to me.
Right.
And that was interesting.
Yeah, I just, when you were saying, what does a no look like? I think there's still a part of me that is still, I guess, afraid in some cases of what a no looks like, because it feels like loss, it feels like separation, it feels like rejection, and not really being able to see myself see the possibility of something positive coming from that, or what the possibility. I just finished The Art of Possibility, and so it is really letting go that understanding. And that's what disconnect to connect is all about, is disconnecting from a way of thinking, a way of believing, to connect to something new and something possible. And
Oh, what happened?
um,
Oh, I lost you.
no, with that, we're back. It's kind of
Okay.
funny, because I was just about to say, when I came up with this idea, it started from disconnecting from technology, to connect to yourself, so that was the one conversation about it. And so now, because of everything that we're dealing with, this conversation is starting in its imperfect way through technology. So it's like, all right, that's the wonderful thing about life, right? So me saying no to technology, it's like brought me to this. So
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think maybe it's a little freeing and
Mhm.
beautifully authentic to be true to yourself when you need to say no.
Right.
And saying no sometimes empowers other people to
Right.
find another way.
Right.
And maybe
I get that.
maybe we're actually, instead of enabling them,
Right.
we're actually like helping them.
Right. Right. And ourselves. I mean, because I look, I'm Batman, right? So I have this savior mentality, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So right, empowering people to help themselves. What a concept, you know. And
Through a word that we would think of as the direct opposite, diametrically opposed.
right.
Hmm.
Wow.
We
On a
just came
Friday.
all the way around.
No, and it's just like really making a difference for people and making a difference for ourselves to really, understand our power, and where our power is and where it isn't. And so our, really embracing this grateful for it all, and loving, our whole self and everything. And, I just want to, for me, grab on or hold on to things that are positive, or things that I believe that are positive. And so you kind of reject everything that feels like negative, and no. And so the more that I embrace that everything is there's a no in that, then I can really, um, embrace all of my power, all of,
Yeah.
my influence. So, ooh, chills.
Like when I threw the word out yesterday, I was kind of being sassy and a little bit silly because someone said
Right,
yes and I said
right,
no.
right.
but the truth is, like, when you hear a no, you really know where someone stands on something,
Right. Mm,
and it's a lot more, in some ways, powerful because you know
right,
where the boundaries are. And I mean, we're all pushing boundaries in different parts of our lives,
right,
and so I didn't imagine this would get this deep, but it
right.
is. Because it
I
kind of
know
goes to
your
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 core.
sassy self. You stumbled into something, right?
Oh,
So
with a
I guess,
no.
right, with a no, right? I guess that is a lesson here. It's like sometimes our sassiness kind of, creates power, and
Mhm.
it's something that, we try to. Well, I'll just say to myself, I don't have sassy moments. I don't think I do, but but moments where, I feel like I can't, well, I can't say that, or I can't do that, or, what are they going to think about that? That self-talk, and that, what I call that label talk, the expectations of who we are. But in that moment, in that really honest moment of you just saying, well, how about no? Let's kind of go with that. Really, allows you to look at your life and say that, hey, where are the boundaries? Where are the things, where are the my yeses getting me in trouble? Right? Where are the,
Well,
are not
right.
giving me.
Yeah. Like, where do they not serve you at all? And
Right,
I think I mentioned I've been doing a lot of this deep dive into my connecting the dots on my past decisions and this
right,
emotional, like, work of, like, some of it's really hard
right,
of, and I was married 10 and a half years, and then I had a 6-year long-term relationship. And in both of them, I did not say no when I should have said no for myself.
hmm,
I
right,
accepted way less than what I wanted. I did not set my boundaries. I didn't say, that's not okay with me.
right,
And then ultimately, I hurt myself.
right. I
And
get it.
so I think sometimes saying no is standing up for yourself in a way that is so authentic and courageous and hard
Right,
that so many of us are afraid to say no because we want
right,
people to like us, or we want, people to think a certain way about us, or we want this relationship to work, so we'll accept less or do more.
right,
But that doesn't always serve you.
right, right. And wow, it really, that really hit me. I've been sharing my journey of I guess self-discovery, who I want to be and how I want to show up. And, that nice guy label, that, always have the answers, that, the smartest guy in the room label, all of those things that I had to live up to. And there was always a yes in that. And it was, I felt myself just, getting away from me, or, or just kind of, the image that came to mind was, I was just, just rotting myself out from the inside. I was becoming a shell of myself. But, with a smile on my face, right? And really, once I, was jolted, awake, I say, with life, in my, in my marriage and in my, a failing business, I was like, who am I? Who do I want to be? What is, what are decisions, and making choices and making decisions of, just getting up and just going after something again, starting another business, or it's just really, it has been balancing those yes and no's in my life. And wow, I just really got that. So
Yay. I mean, what a journey we're on, right? I mean,
right.
it's whew, sometimes it's sort of mind blowing. And well, first off, when you started to say how, you've navigated some tough stuff lately, I felt the word withering came to mind
Hmm.
from the inside out. And then you said something very similar. And I think that when we just carte blanche say yes and accept everything, we're turning ourselves away sometimes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't really unpacked this before, this thoroughly.
Right.
um, so it's refreshing for me, even to draw those conclusions in the relationships I was in, where I didn't say, no, I'm worth more.
Right. Right.
And there are a lot of times that I think, we're conditioned to never frame something negatively with someone, right?
Right.
Like, you don't want to plant the negative seed, or first rule of negotiation. But then the FBI guy said, let's address the elephant in the room right away. Then
Right.
it diffuses it, and then
Right.
people feel more comfortable because everybody is thinking about it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they just nobody wants to say no, but nobody, everybody, nobody's dealing with anything either, right? And it's like everyone's dying on the inside, and kind of within relationships and within, organizations, and it's that inability to really, um, it's not even being just honest with yourself,
I think
but
it's
just
owning your shit. Am I allowed
right.
to say
Only
that?
you said it. There it is. Right.
I mean,
Just own it. Right.
and some of it isn't pretty,
Right. Right.
but it's real. And that's how we get to the good stuff and the magic, and touching other people's lives, is when you can be authentic and own your stuff. And sometimes that's a no.
Right.
Sometimes it's a no, I'm sorry, I can't let you walk on me anymore.
Right. Right. And and sometimes it's a hell no, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and I think sometimes, my hell no's are mainly for myself. It's like, I mean it. you know, you know, it's like, I am going to say this. I am going to to really reinforce to myself that this no here is not just no. And I'm going to take a stand, and and I am rem- reminding myself that this is where we're going. This is what we want. This is what's important. And wow, it is like, on a Friday, and you know, and it's like getting there, and it's like, within this conversation, I really wanted to see, and I'm working out for some of the people that are watching this online. And there's been some people here. I'm still working out how to see your comments. I haven't seen any comments yet, and I'll look at it after. Once I figure that out, I will include that in, and everything, because I want to see how, you guys are unpacking this for yourself. But it was just really, too often when we have miscommunications in our lives, it's it's because of, we can be saying, using the same words, right? But they have totally different meanings. And And we have so much other baggage or so much other hurt and feelings behind the language that we use. And so, around the word no, it's like I know what no means to me, but if I don't know what no means to you, you know, I can really, torpedo any type of connection that we have and any type of really understanding that we have, and giving people the grace to kind of not just say words, but to explain what that means. And it's like, what does that no mean? What does when there are some times that my no was a maybe, and it was very difficult as as a parent. We're both parents. That parent label, that it was hard when my adult kids said to me in the conversation that we had recently, probably a year ago, that they said when Dad would say, I'll think about it, that meant no. And I was like, damn it. It was like I couldn't even say no to my kids. I said, I'll think about it, you know, but it really was no, you're not doing that. And can kind of go there. And it's like, how many times in my relationships, in my business, that I used other words instead of no, but they
Huh.
interpret it as no.
Yeah, you were avoiding the hard line of this is my line, no.
Right.
Because you were embracing the nice, thinking you were
Right.
being nice, but they still learned what you meant through
Right.
innuendo and body language and everything else. Um, that's part of the art of really listening.
Right.
But why did you avoid it? What taught you early on that you couldn't own when something wasn't okay for you?
Right. Right.
Wow.
Wow. Right. You
Like,
know? And so just, gaining that power and hearing what my kids and hopefully now, because of the understanding that, that I have with them, that I can just say, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that, or, and just kind of go, and go there. And it's like, with maybe with explanation or with no explanation. And and just go through that. Have you found areas in your life where you avoided the no instead of, I know you said that you didn't say it, but were there other things that you said in place of it?
no, I bastardized myself
Mm,
regularly.
mm. Wow.
Okay, maybe that was a strong word, but I'll go with it
No,
because
that's the word, right?
it came up, and so I need to own it. I think there were a lot of times I found myself doing stuff I didn't really want to do, and
Mm,
that wasn't totally in line with not anything big, but
mhm.
like
Right. Just enough,
like
right?
yeah, just I was afraid to say no. Whether it's a simple thing like a friend that you knew 25 years ago wants to get together, and you kind of didn't like them that much in the beginning,
Right.
and they're super excited and they're sounding
Right.
so nice, and you're like,
Right.
okay, that would be great. But
Right.
really you're going, no, I don't want to
Right.
do this. Why am I
Right.
doing this?
Right.
Like,
Right.
oh, they sound nice now. Well,
Right.
it's
Right.
stuff, it's like little simple things like that.
Right.
I can talk myself into almost anything
Right.
in a lot of ways, and I'm
Got it.
pretty strong, and have the ability to see stuff through and execute and get it done, even if, um, you know, maybe deep down I knew it wasn't the right path.
Right.
Huh.
Got it.
Huh.
Huh.
But I guess I'm a lot more conscious of it now. And when I listened to that part of the book, and he said that no gets you closer to a real yes,
Right.
I was
Mm.
like, that's actually really true.
Right.
Because then you start to learn what the boundaries are of where you're trying to go.
Well, now I question my yeses, right? You know? You know? It's
A
like,
lot of times, yes is kind of, sort of, maybe, yeah,
yeah,
not hell yeah.
right,
You know,
right,
I mean, and it should be a hell yeah sometimes.
right,
Like even out in the dating world, right? Like, okay, now it's a little convoluted. You're doing video chats and stuff, but like
right,
even out in the dating world, there's a lot of like, yeah, maybe, let me
right,
see, kind of,
right,
sort of, but it's
right,
not. Very rarely is it a yes.
right, right, right. It's like, I've embraced that I'm an opportunist. And, for a long time that, that was a very negative thing for me, because I was around a lot of opportunists that took advantage of people. And for me, how being an opportunist, um, how I impacted that for myself was that, hey, I'm in this. Let's get the best out of this. Let's figure out and find, the options and all that other kind of stuff to kind of see how I can really, maximize my time here. And
Let's find
as
the golden nugget.
Right, find those golden nuggets here. Shit, I'm here. Let's kind of, make the best of this. When I first thought that I was going to be writing a book, I felt that, it would be I've been making lemonade all my life was the title, right? And so, just finding the best in it. But what I'm starting to realize is that if I'm always looking for options, or if I'm always looking for something else, I'm not present to what's so for me. I'm
Huh.
not appreciating, I'm not being grateful of what's here. And the more yeses or the more nos will allow me to be present. And instead of this, you know, really, what's next type of mentality. And like I said, this is the onion that I'm dealing with, and what's going on, and mind mapping, and the rabbit holes, and all the things that, that go on for me. But really staying present, and when you were saying the no gets us to the true yes. I really, there are more things that if I embrace to say no to, the more opportunities that I can really, what's left is yes, is the life that I want, is the desires of my heart, type of thing. So I got it right back at you, right? That you just turned that into a gift, right? It's in motion. But no,
Well, so I one of the things that I think I've been unpacking for myself the last year or so, or maybe longer. Okay, longer.
right.
Is I think I've had this inner core belief that if something is worth having, it has to be really hard.
Hmm,
And I
okay.
have to work really hard for it, whether it was being an all-American swimmer, or graduating from the Naval Academy, or surface warfare when we were two women on a ship of 300 men, or, like, it was all really, really, really hard.
Right.
And then I kind of came to realize things can be easy.
Hmm,
They don't have to be hard. They don't have to always be like you're hunting for the golden nuggets.
right.
Like, why don't we allow the easy to just,
Right. Just happen. Wow.
yeah. And I want easy amazing.
Right. Hmm.
Huh. Easy amazing.
Easy, amazing. Take. Wow.
And yeah, and so it's been interesting for me to notice, like, we all talk to ourselves in our head, right?
Hmm.
Like, and what are the things you find when something bad happens that you say, oh, bad thing to yourself. Like you're not loving yourself inside like you should. And part of it is deep down, deep in your gut, I think you know when you're supposed to say yes or no.
Mm.
You know when it's not like perfectly
Right.
aligned to who you are.
Right. Mm.
And so when we veer into gray maybe land,
That's new. Gray maybe land, right?
it's true
Wow.
though, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
how many shades of gray are there?
Right.
When we move into the maybe of opportunity, holy smokes, where did I coming up with this stuff? we're we're setting ourselves up for a murky hard road
Wow. Hmm.
instead of allowing the easy amazing.
Wow. Hmm.
Mm. Mm.
I am going to sit with that, right?
I think I'm gonna too.
Wow, what a wonderful conversation here.
Yeah.
I you know, I don't think I met you at Camp GLP.
No, I don't think we did.
But that was, a large container of, you know, of happiness, or or of unicorn craziness,
Right.
and all that. And
Rainbows and butterflies
right,
and
you try to
yeah.
take that all, all in. But really connecting with you at, Campus in Your Heart, last year in Denver, and right outside of Golden. That's a lovely town, that town, right? um, it just really, little did I know that, beyond all of the rainbows and unicorns and giggles and all that other kind of stuff, is a heart, a connected heart that, may be battered and bruised, but is still loving, and still, up for, up for the fight. And I am so honored that you said yes, to have this conversation about no, right?
Me too. I honestly didn't totally know what I was in for, and it's been a refreshing, wonderful start to my Friday. And I think there were some really good things that kind of like, shh.
Right.
Because I think it's when we let them.
Right.
And I've been a lot more mindful of, the thoughts that pop up and honoring them versus shoving them back down, going, eh.
Right.
Because I think that there's a lot of beauty there. And, um, for me, with Campus in Your Heart, it's a beautiful, authentic, safe place to land
Mm,
and connect with people on a heart level
mm,
that
right.
is rare even in your everyday life. But when you bring people together that have an open mind and an open heart and are looking to connect and help each other become our best versions,
Right.
I think there's some pretty freaking amazing stuff that happens.
Right. Wow. That's great. I could chat forever, but but there's a time limit to this awesomeness. How could people connect with you? How? Um,
Oh, sure. Okay, so Wish Rock Relaxation is the name of my e-commerce company. That's
okay.
wishrockrelaxation.com.
Okay.
And you can email me, Joanna at wishrockrelaxation.com.
Okay.
I also have an author website too for my book. My book is Girl at Sea, Stories
Right.
of Courage, Growth, and Strength. It's on Amazon. It's everywhere. And
Okay.
just reach out. I'd love to help however I can.
Okay. Wonderful. Well. Thank you very much. I am William Brown at williambrown.com, and just I am so thankful, honored to have this moment of really connecting with you. And so you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm sure we will talk again.
I look forward to it, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. I need to get to work, right? Back at you. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.